Hello, honorable members of the clan. So welcome to my YouTube channel. But guys, let's talk about something that I am getting for clarity. A lot of you have been asking me that I clarify the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa the way I understand it. Disclaimer, I'm not in the legal field. I am not practicing. I am just an ordinary South African who is very curious with my two IQs that are rubbed together to try and make sense of things that are happening anywhere around the world. But my main interest is South Africa and the people of South Africa. So you guys, some of y'all who have been around on this channel, this is the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. This is section 108 of 1996. Now, to understand this very pertinent question that has been asked of me regarding, is it true that the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, when it says all who live in it, also includes illegal foreigners? And I'm thinking, no. As far as I've read the Constitution, as far as I've also read the Immigration Act and other acts that protects the sovereignty of South Africa, nowhere does it say that illegal foreigners fall within the ambit of our Constitution, let alone our immigration law. As a matter of fact, our immigration law is very clear on anybody that is not a South African citizen that is here illegally to be deported. Operative word here is deported. But let's go to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. But before we get there, any country in the world, when it drafts its constitution, it's drafting its constitution as a guideline for the progress of the country, its rule of law, as well as humanity, if some of them do have such. However, it is all about the people of that country. And I believe the fourth thing is the sovereignty of that particular country. South Africa is a constitutional democracy, meaning the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa is the supreme law of the land. We are going to get there when we read so that we all get to understand this. Do not listen to the Human Rights Commission of South Africa, who's clearly misleading the people of South Africa when they say all who live in it also includes illegal foreigners. They are liars. And the question one has to ask, who is running the Human Rights Commission? Is it South African citizens who are lawyers and understand the Constitution, which I think they should swear allegiance to? Or is it run by people from other countries and they want to dilute, manipulate, as well as mislead the people of South Africa so that they can make excuses for illegal foreigners? So let's get to the ambit of the Constitution and see, or preamble actually, of the Constitution and see what it says. I need my second pair of eyes for this one. Now let's read to understand and also be critical in our thinking regarding what we are going to be reading. It says, remember the Constitution is created for the citizens, no one else. If you are in South Africa, you ought to be here legally. If you are here illegally, we'll see what the Immigration Act says about that. Now, we, the people of South Africa, we, the people of South Africa, created the Constitution, right? Recognize the injustices of our past. Who have gone through injustices in South Africa? South African citizens. We, the ones who went through injustices in the past. You already know the history. I don't have to teach it to you. Let's continue. honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land. I bet as the sun will shine tomorrow that if you are a black person, a white person, an Indian person, a colored person, have people in your family who suffered under the injustices of the past. Either you joined the liberation movement or you said something against the apartheid system and colonialism and you suffered for it. They exist. And who are those people? South Africans. Respect those who have worked to build and develop our country. We, the people of South Africa, worked and built this country. We, the people of South Africa. And therefore, we should respect those people that used their sweat, tears, and whatever else for South Africa to look the way it is. And we're continuously doing that. So much so that we, the people of South Africa, have created a haven and a heaven even by beautifying our country, by making sure that the people of South Africa ought to be taken care of. And as a result, we are attracting tourists. We are attracting expats. We are attracting people who find home in South Africa the legal way. Believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. So it says, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. This is where now the South African Human Rights Commission comes in and lie, like deliberately lie to the people of South Africa and say, but it's in the Constitution. No. We, the people of South Africa, built this country and we honor those that suffered, and we believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. Now you have to understand the history of South Africa, why that sentence was included. If you look at the 1913 Act, when you look also the freedom of movement for especially black people in the apartheid days, we had to come into the cities with a dumb pass. We had to also leave at a certain time because we were not allowed in suburbs and economic areas of Johannesburg, Durban, Cape Town, and everywhere else. We were also put in our own homesteads and we're only confined to those homesteads. We did not have that freedom. And now that we are in democracy and the whole of South Africa, we have the freedom to move about, to do whatever it is that we want. I can move from KwaZulu-Natal to live in Gauteng. A Gauteng person can move to Limpopo, etc. and so on. And hence it says South Africa belongs to all who live in it. Again, we must remember that the Constitution was drafted for South Africans in rectifying also the injustices of the past. Doesn't mention anything about illegal foreigners. Does it now? Let's continue. United in our diversity, South Africa is known to be a diverse country. We got whites, we got blacks, we got colored, we got Indians. And yes, we do have Chinese South Africans. And I've said this history before. They come all the way back and they were also brought to South Africa as slaves by slave traders to South Africa because South Africans refused to be enslaved. But that's another story for another day. But that diversity is us, that because we were divided by apartheid, now we are going to take that power of separationism and unite together as the people of South Africa. That's what the Constitution says. Mentions nothing about illegal foreigners, or foreigners for that matter. And the last sentence that I'm going to read is, we therefore, through our freely elected representatives, the ones that are quiet in parliament, while we are going through it, we are going through hell, and they are in parliament. So therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this constitution as the supreme law of the republic, so as to, and then it says other things, and I will challenge you to go and check out those things that it talks about. But we adopted this constitution as the supreme law of the land. Now, what is the South African Human Rights Commission is saying is, take this, throw it away. But what we need out of it is that sentence that manipulates the people of South Africa. You know, somebody was talking or asking me a question. Why are South Africans, we are so complacent? Why can't we take action? And I said to this individual, the mind is a powerful thing. And the powers that be can determine how to utilize that power. Either they will empower the mind or imprison the mind. It looks like in South Africa, our politicians, I mean, you heard Cyril Ramaphosa the other day asking silly questions that he has the answer and the power to actually respond. But no, he throws it at us because he gaslights us. Just like the South African Human Rights Commission. What's the whole point of having it is what I am asking myself. Then they say South Africa belongs to all who live in it. But they never say uniting our diversity. They never tell you about we the people of South Africa. We are busy rectifying the injustices of the past and respecting those that built, those that suffered, so that the people of South Africa can have a peace of mind. So who's violating the Constitution here? And how are we going to hold the South African Human Rights Commission accountable? The only thing we can do is to investigate them and try and understand how come you misinterpret the Constitution. To whose end are you doing that to? Who benefits from you throwing around such nonsense? And everyone else that uses this line, them too, questionable. Now, let's go to section 2 of the Constitution and see what this guideline is saying about the rule of law. All right. I believe it's supremacy of the Constitution. This is section 2 of the Constitution, chapter 1. This Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic. Law or conduct inconsistent with it is invalid, and the obligations imposed by it must be fulfilled. Human Rights Commission is coming with its own conducts and misinterpreting the Constitution of the country, and we should take it. And it says that's invalid. That's invalid, Human Rights Commission. You traitors. That's who you are. You are traitors. And you need to be called out. All of you. All of you. Including the Minister of Health, Cyril Ramaphosa, the country's president, and his entire cahoots. We must not allow this. This is our country, and we will fight for it. You can misinterpret this all you want. And it's true. Fellow South Africans, we have the right to lodge a case against Cyril Ramaphosa, against the Human Rights Commission for violating this supreme law of our land, the Constitution, Act 108 of 1996. We cannot just roll over and play dead and be made a fool of. Yet we got people in our own families that lost lives so that we can enjoy our country. Right now, we are being pushed out. People are sharing in the comment section how they've been sacrificed so that a Zimbabwean gets a job. I will be a supervisor in a firm or a company, and then comes a Zimbabwean, and next thing I'm told, I'm going to be let gone or retrenched. And guess who replaces me? An illegal foreigner. Because the business want to exploit and save money. And then us, the South African, have to go home and keep applying and knowing fully well we will never get the job. And then the unemployment rates, it's them also that come and make total fools of us. They come and campaign and they tell us how they are going to create jobs for us. Anyways, that is how I understand the Constitution. But when it comes to the Immigration Act, if you go to section 32, subsection 1, it speaks clear about an immigrant that is illegally in South Africa. Deportation. It does not mince its word. It does not stutter. It's clear. If you are illegally in South Africa, you ought to be deported. This is no lies. We've suffered. Why do we continue to suffer after this is supposed to protect us and have the peace of mind that we deserve? I will leave it right here. Please do not leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.